Welcome back to Root Tunes Arcade. I'm your host RT, and today we're going to be taking a look at the legendary classic Altered Beast for the Sega Genesis. Now, is this an ancient beat-em-up forgotten treasure, or does it belong in the depths of Hades? Well, let's take a look at it today and find out. First released in arcades in 1988 and brought to the Sega Genesis in 1989, Altered Beast was one of the first games many people experienced on the Sega Genesis. It was the OG original pack-in title before later on editions had Sonic the Hedgehog. And this game was developed by Sega's own Makoto Uchida, who also worked on Golden Axe. And they both had that same style of gameplay. At the time, this game promised to bring the arcade experience right into your own living room. But how does it hold up by today's standards? The story of Altered Beast is as ancient as it is simple. You're a resurrected centurion brought back to life by Zeus himself.
Rise from your grave.
And why, you might ask? He might pick you of all people? And what's your purpose? Basically, to do something that's beneath him and save his daughter Athena from the evil magician Neph. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, along the way, you'll battle hordes of the undead, demons, and other monstrosities in your path. At its core, Altered Beast is basically a side-scrolling beat-em-up game. You start as a weak human, but as you collect the spirit balls that the blue wolves drop every time you kick or punch one, they will drop power-up items. But the spirit balls kind of have a mind of their own. Once you kill the wolf, the spirit balls can elude you and get off the screen. Now, one thing to note, in order for the boss to show up at the end of the stage, you have to be in your beast transformation. So in the first phase, when you get the first power ball, your muscles grow and the infamous power up. Yeah, that's my bad impression of it. That's your notification.
Power up.
Now, I always thought this transformation looked weird because the legs on this dude, I mean, this guy, he doesn't work the upper body, but definitely doesn't miss a day of legs. And then your second transformation, your upper body kind of matches your legs, but your head's extremely small. And then after you collect your third orb, you transform into one of 4 beasts. And each level requires a unique transformation. Stage 1, the werewolf. Stage 2, a dragon. Stage 3, a bear. Stage 4, the tiger. And then you go back to the werewolf. And each beast transformation comes with its own set of powers and properties. So obviously in this game, called Altered Beast, the transformations are definitely the highlight of this game. Each beast comes with special abilities like the werewolf's fireballs or the dragon's lightning attacks. But the coolest part is how the gameplay changes depending on your form. Once you hit your Altered Beast form, you're pretty much OP for the rest of the level. To be honest, you'd have to actually try to get killed while you're in your beast form for the duration of the stage until you hit the boss. But it is possible. So if you do get killed by the minions in your beast form, don't let nobody see you or just don't tell nobody. Now, the bosses are massive and can be intimidating, but let's be real. They're really not that challenging, they're not that hard once you figure out their patterns. Still though, in my opinion, the idea and some of the graphic design choices for the bosses, it makes the battles feel epic, especially back in the day in 1989. Now, I'm just gonna point out this boss right here. This is just a personal thing of mine. Back in my early teenage years when this game came out, I always felt like, back in the day, you go to the gas station and get some flaming hot Cheetos. My favorite being the Evans corn chips. That was a personal favorite of mine if you lived in the Chicagoland area. You really can't find them anymore. You can get them back in the day, 4 bags for $1. If you know, you know. But anyway, you know how you can even do that now. You know how your fingers get real red and everything after you eat a bunch of flaming hot chips? I feel like this boss, when he was at his last phase right here, the red shot he did remind me of the cheese nibs and whatnot, and just how red he was reminded me of flaming hot Cheetos. Now, that's crazy, I know, but I had to say that. Now, for an early Genesis game, Altered Beast, in my opinion, looks pretty good. The character sprites are large and detailed, and the monster designs are actually pretty cool. The backgrounds, they can be repetitive at times, but overall, I feel like they do have that Greek mythology look, and it does set a somewhat eerie tone. And as far as the sound, the voice clips like Power Up, those are iconic. even when the computer says if it is a little scratchy.
Welcome to your doom.
Now the music in the game is pretty simple and there's not a whole lot of tracks, but some of them are pretty nice. And here's a quick tidbit. The continue music when you die, I always felt like it was sampled by a certain artist. I'm gonna play the clip of the music and you let me know who sampled this song in your opinion in the comments. As far as difficulty, I mean, you could beat this game in about 15 to 20 minutes. Now it can be pretty tough on the later levels, especially if you lose your power-ups or get overwhelmed by enemies. With the limited lives and continues, that means you kind of got to stay on your toes. However, there are a few codes for this game and one I recommend using because you're probably going to die your first time through. Once you get to the continue screen, just hold down the A button and keep pushing start until you go back to the game. Once your game starts back up, you continue on the same stage that you died on, so you will eventually push through the game. And there's other codes like a stage select, sound select, etc, etc. With all that said, once you've beaten the game a couple of times, there's really not much left to do. Overall, Altered Beast is a game that cemented its place in retro gaming history. And while I feel like it's a little bit dated today, it's a blast still to pick up and play, especially if you're in a retro classic arcade style action. Now the controls are a little stiff and the game is super short, but in my opinion it's a perfect time capsule of the late 80s gaming. So is Altered Beast worth revisiting today? I'd say absolutely. If you're a fan of retro gaming or want to experience a piece of Sega history, you just can't miss this one. But I will say, don't expect it to be deep or lengthy adventure. The game is super short. In my mind, it's meant for a quick pick up and play session, a bite size of nostalgia, and then move on. But that's all for today's review. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe as it helps the channel grow and you don't miss any more gaming reviews or gaming content on this channel. And as always, take care of yourself, protect your inner peace, God bless you, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.